What does Olive actually see when she looks at you? Not owner, not human, something else, something her brain built during the months before you ever met her. Every rescue dog carries a before and an after, and what neuroscience is finding about that gap is going to change the way you understand every glance, every lean, every time she checks the door before she settles. Here's what's really happening inside her, and it starts before you ever existed to her at all. Before Olive had a name on a collar, her nervous system was running one program: survive alone. Researchers who study stray and shelter dogs have found something striking. Sustained abandonment doesn't just make a dog sad. It rewires the stress response itself. Cortisol, the hormone that floods the body under threat, stays elevated for weeks even after a dog is safe. The brain doesn't know the danger has passed. It's still scanning. That's why so many rescue dogs flinch at sounds that don't scare other dogs, why they eat fast, like the food might disappear, why they watch doorways. Is that a personality trait? No. It's a nervous system that learned, the hard way, that safety was never guaranteed, and hasn't yet been told, in a language it trusts, that things are different now. Here's the part most owners get wrong. You can't just tell her. Dogs don't reason their way out of that state. She has to feel it, over months, in 1,000 small repetitions, before her body believes what her home is trying to say. So what actually flips the switch? It's not time. It's not even love. Not the way you think. This is where the science gets remarkable. Dr. Gregory Burns's lab at Emory University put rescue dogs through MRI scans and found their brains respond to a trusted person's scent differently than to any other smell on Earth. The caudate nucleus, the part tied to anticipating good things, lights up specifically for that one person. Not for food, not for other dogs, for the person who shows up. There's a hormone doing the quiet work behind that: oxytocin. Researchers at Asabu University in Japan found that when a dog and their person make eye contact, both of them get a spike of it, the same bonding hormone that flows between a parent and an infant. Notice what that means. It's not one-directional loyalty. It's a loop. She's rewiring you too. For a rescue dog, that loop has to be built from nothing. Every time you come back after being gone, every hand reaching toward her that doesn't hurt her, every dinner at the same time in the same place. None of that is routine for its own sake. It's evidence, stacking up, that this home doesn't disappear. At some point, there's a shift. Trainers call it settling. She stops surveying the room. Her tail carriage changes. She starts sleeping deeper, further from the door. That shift changes what she actually sees when she looks at you, and it's not what you'd expect. Once that shift happens, her attention starts pointing at one thing: you. Watch for the behaviors that show up almost only in dogs who've been through loss and then found someone. The full body lean. She puts her weight against your leg, not asking to play, just confirming you're real. Following you room to room, even into rooms with nothing in them. Sleeping angled so some part of her always touches you. Canine cognition researchers call this proximity seeking, and in rescue, dogs it tends to be more persistent, more deliberate, than in dogs who never lost anything. Is she being needy? No. She's running a background check, and you're what it checks for. It may also explain why rescue dogs read your mood so precisely. A well-known 2016 study found dogs can distinguish genuine human emotional expressions and respond to them, and dogs who lived through instability track those signals even harder, because for them, reading you correctly once meant survival. So when Olive looks at you now, she isn't seeing an owner. She's not even seeing a human, not really. She's seeing the answer to the one question her old life never let her stop asking: is this safe? Here's the thing nobody tells new rescue owners. You didn't just adopt a dog. You slowly became the evidence that let her nervous system stand down. Every walk on the same street, every time you came home when you said you would, every quiet evening where nothing happened at all, That was the boring, unglamorous proof she was collecting the whole time. Until one day, she wasn't watching the door anymore. She was just resting against you. Olive doesn't see a rescue when she looks at you. She doesn't see a shelter or a bad year, or the dog she had to be to survive it. She sees the person who was worth waiting for. If this is the dog sitting next to you right now, she's not just here. She chose to stop being ready to leave.